There's a blue that only comes at dusk. Not sad, not cold, just honest. The sun is gone but left its warmth behind. A quiet conversation in the mind. The sky turns blue the way a song turns slow. Not ending, just deciding where to go. I trace the outline of the distant hills, the kind of stillness that the evening fills. No words required, the color does the work. It softens every edge, dissolves the hurt. Something in the blue says let it be. Something in the blue says you are free. Drift into blue, leave the rest behind. Blue is the color of an open mind. No sharp lines, just horizon soft and true. Everything I needed. Drift into blue. I used to think that blue was loneliness, a color worn by people in distress. But standing here with nothing left to prove, I find a different meaning in this hue. It's the shade of water under fading light, the space between the daytime and the night. A held breath that doesn't need release, just expansion, soft and slow increase. Something in the blue says stay a while. Something in the blue says this is yours. Drift into blue, leave the rest behind. Blue is the color of an open mind. No sharp lines, just horizon soft and true. Everything I am. Drift into blue. The first stars open like forgotten doors above the sea and its unhurried shores. And I'm still here, not waiting to begin. The blue has already let me in. I've been the shade of quiet once before, but never stayed long enough to want more. Tonight I'm not afraid of what I feel. The blue makes everything more real. Blue doesn't ask you to explain. It holds the joy the same as pain. It spreads across the sky so wide. There's room for everything inside. Drift into blue, soft and undefined. Blue is the color of a settled mind. No sharp lines, just breathing soft and true. I was always meant to drift into blue. Everything goes quiet, drift into blue. Some memories don't live in the mind, they live in the body, and the sea knows how to reach them. The smell of salt before the water shows something ancient in the body knows. It pulls me back to summers without weight, to versions of myself I thought were late. The light was different then, or maybe I was different, standing open under sky. No armor on, no deadline in my hand, just a kid who didn't understand how rare it was to feel that kind of ease. The wind in every corner, salt and breeze. I didn't know I was collecting then, a kind of warmth I'd need to find again. The water brings it back without a warning, a feeling I had almost let go. Salt water memory, rise and fall. The sea remembers what I can't recall. Everything I lost is in the tide. Saltwater memory, come back inside. I've carried photographs of certain days, the kind that blur around the golden haze. But salt, it reaches deeper than a frame. It brings back how I felt, not just the name. The body holds what language can't contain, the weight of joy, the texture of old pain. And standing here, the past becomes less past, more like a room I'm finally allowed to last. The water pulls it forward, soft and tender, a feeling I forgot I used to own. Saltwater memory, rise and fall. The sea remembers what I can't recall. Everything I lost lies in the tide. Saltwater memory, you never really died. The evening brings the old familiar ache, the kind of tender only oceans make. Not grief exactly, more like recognizing someone in yourself that's still surprising. I wait in slow, the cold becomes a gift, the kind of shock that gives the spirit lift. And something in me surfaces to breathe that I had buried far too long beneath. Memory lives where the body rests, in the salt, the skin, the rise of chest. The sea doesn't ask me to explain, it just brings me back to myself again. Saltwater memory, rise and fall. stayed. Between the high and low, there's a strip of world that belongs to no one, and it's the truest place I know. The tide pulled back and left the dark sand bare, reveal the things that only wet ground shares. A shell, half-buried stones that caught the glare. The quiet world that lives beyond compare. I walk that line where ocean meets the land, where nothing stays and nothing was quite planned. The water comes and rearranges all, and nothing in between decides to fall. It just exists between the push and pull, between the almost empty and the full, between the sunlit surface and the deep, between the waking and the edge of sleep. I've been living at extremes too long. Maybe in between is where I belong. Between the tides, there's room to breathe, not too far above, not too underneath. Between the tides, that's where I find the softest version of this restless mind. I used to want the peaks, the loud, the bright, the crash and wave, the storm, the full of light. But peaks recede and what they leave is this, a quiet in between I used to miss. The pelicans don't argue with the breeze, they read it, lean and move with practiced ease. They don't resist or push against the flow, they find the current and they simply go. I've been fighting what was always mine, the in-between, where everything aligns. Between the tides, there's room to breathe, not holding on, not lost out at sea. Between the tides, that's where I find the clearest version of this restless mind. The evening tide returns without a sound. It fills the spaces it had left on ground, and I stand where the water finds my feet. The in-between is finally complete, not lost at sea, not stranded on the shore, not asking less, not desperate for more. Just here, between the going and the stay, between the night arriving and the day. The tides don't choose the moon, frequency just past the noise. Warm, low, barely there. And it's been waiting for you to tune in. My head was full of signals, crossed and wrong. The kind of static you mistake for song. I turned the dial through 100 stations, all urgent voices, all the declarations. And somewhere past the noise, the frequency dropped low. A golden hum I didn't know I'd know. Not a voice, just a warmth against the chest. The kind of signal that says finally rest. The city's still out there, I hear it breathe, but between the heartbeats something's underneath. A steady tone that doesn't rise or fall. The sound of nothing urgent, best of all. Through the static something clear came through, warm and low and sounding just like truth. Golden static, warm and slow. The frequency I needed most to know. Not a word, just a hum that held me there. Golden static, finally clear. Finally clear. I've chased the signal through so many years, through louder rooms and quieter fears, mistaken volume for a kind of proof that I was close to something like the truth. But truth turns out to be a softer thing, not louder arrival, more like softening. Not the crash, a wave against the cliff, more like the pause inside a breath adrift. Through the static, all the noise fell flat, and what remained was all I needed back. Golden static, warm and slow. The frequency beneath the undertow. Not a word, just a hum that held me there. Golden static, cutting through the air. Tunes itself to something fine, a frequency that runs along the spine. I stop adjusting and I let it play, the golden static of the end of day. It doesn't carry news or calls or wait, it carries only this: it isn't late. You haven't missed the signal, it was there, a warm low hum inside the sunset air. Static isn't always noise, sometimes it's the sound of everything unnecessary finally falling to the ground. Golden static is what's left when all the rest wears out. Not emptiness, just signal, finally without doubt. Golden static, warm and known. static, I was always there. I was always there. Golden static fades to tone, a single hum that holds its own. No signal lost, just fully tuned. Golden static afternoon. The evening doesn't end the day, it holds it the way hands hold something worth keeping. The light is soft enough to tell the truth, kind of evening that forgives the proof of every sharp thing said and left undone. The evening holds it all beneath the sun. I watch the color gather in the glass, the kind of moment that refuses to pass too fast. It wants to be remembered, so it stays and stretches out across the final haze. I feel it in the cooling of the air, the way the evening touches everywhere, on table sills, on shoulders, on the floor. It holds without demanding something more. The evening asks for nothing, just your presence, just the willingness to let the day complete. The evening holds what daylight couldn't carry. The weight becomes a warmth when slowed down enough. The evening holds no need to be more ready. Everything right now is more than enough. I used to spend my evenings planning ahead, filling the quiet with what needed to be said, or would be said, or should have been before. The evening was a hallway, not a door, but doors don't rush you, they just stay ajar. Evenings are the same no matter where you are. They hold the shape of everything that passed and make you feel like nothing went too fast. The evening doesn't judge the hours gone, it gathers them and makes them into song. The evening holds what rushing pushed aside. The warmth returns when there's no need to hide. The evening holds no score to settle here. Everything right now is perfectly clear. The stars begin their slow and ancient rise. Oh, light that crossed impossible skies to land here now in this exact address on me that mattered finally tells its tales, and I'm here in the holding, not falling, not afraid. The evening keeps its promise of everything okay. The evening holds, let go of what you carry. The weight dissolves when slowed down long enough. The evening holds, you don't have to be ready. Right here, right now is more than enough. Right here, right now is more than enough. The evening holds the night to come. The way your breath holds everything undone. No ending here, just one long open door. The evening holds, and then it holds some more.